When asked why Seattle would despise him, Chris Cornell said he was a little too attractive. Prior to the major players becoming MTV stars, there was already a hierarchy in Seattle. Artists in the Pacific Northwest weren't exactly aiming for stardom, but they did respect one another when they did things differently, whether it was Melvins creating swamp-inspired music or Mudhoney adding punk flair to the sound. However, once Soundgarden appeared, Chris Cornell believed the rest of Seattle wanted nothing to do with him, despite the band's apparent 1970s origins. When it came to great rock and roll bands, however, Soundgarden had it all. Although their first album, Ultra Mega OK, had a punk edge, the moment Cornell opened his lips to sing Beyond the Wheel, his voice seemed to originate from another planet. Cornell loved to push himself wherever he could, but no one since Robert Plant had that type of operatic range, and it always sounded tremendous. Perhaps not everyone in Seattle was looking for a band that sounded like the best rock and roll band in the world. Soundgarden retained its indie edge throughout this time, but Cornell was worried they wouldn't be well received. "People hated us in the beginning," he said. "I used to be the sweaty young rocker who would go on stage shirtless, twirl his hair, and overall be a nuisance. I used to sport over 50 ribbons in my mane, much to the dismay of the jocks in the stands. I think they were frightened because I was a little too gorgeous for them." On the other hand, Soundgarden certainly weren't without their share of eccentricities. Despite his macho stage presence, Cornell would have struggled to keep up with the riffs that appeared to go on forever and the erratic time signatures that were present underneath.